Now, the next term is where now I was diagnosed with clinical depression, all coming from all of those things. And remember, I am in the interior of this place, far away from my child. Well, she was in good hands. But, of course, the distance. And I've been seeking transfer, and, well, it is like I'm being punished for wanting to go an extra mile. And, of course, the community. And we are here with somebody who does not seem like he's supportive enough to some of us. I would say some of us, because others were okay with him. Others were okay with his behavior, but for some of us, we really were not. So come the next term, that was now in September, and well, I was waiting maybe for a regret for my transfer application, and well, I didn't get the regret. I was actually lucky that at the end of the year, I was listed for replacement, which was good. Now, in September, we are there, and some of us were to take loans, and it is, I find it rather, what? I don't find it humane that you have to follow your supervisor or your boss around to sign for you your loan application form. I think it's supposed to be you apply for your loan, you take it to the bank liaises with your employer, and you get whatever. So at that point, I think it's the time he learned he would go and flex his muscles on me. So he goes ahead and tells me, no, I will not sign for you this loan until you tell me what the project is about. I'm wondering, okay, the money is mine, the project is mine, yours is just to sign, but he's there, so I have to explain. Oh, and then he's saying, and are you sure your salary can sustain the loan? I think now that is getting too personal. Finally, he signed, but he did not stop there. Along the way, I got sick because the anxiety, and I realized, well, I am not working. I'm not working the way I'm supposed to work. My mind is not here. And then all the pressure that is coming from him. So I got sick. Towards the end of September, I got sick. And when I went to hospital, well, clinical depression, I was put on meds, and I was given like 7 days off. And I'm supposed to, the TSC policy is that you're supposed to apply for leave before you proceed on that leave. So at that point, I'm on 7 days off by the doctor because of the effects of these drugs. But I am supposed to go all the way. So I'm in Kitengela, I'm supposed to go all the way to Namanga and apply and do what? But on consultation, I was told, well, you can proceed on leave. Send the papers, the doctor's request. You send it to your boss so that he can know why you're not going to school. And you also communicate and seek permission, even if it is via SMS. So I did that. So I proceed on leave, the 7 days off, and when I report the next week, I am, the duty rota is actually reshuffled, that I'm supposed to be on duty on that week that I'm reporting. And remember, I'm still on drugs, I'm still unwell. So yes, I'm on duty, I will go to school because I don't want issues. I've seen things spiral, I'm down, I don't want more issues. So now I go to school, and I'm there. At assembly, I can't even stand. I'm seated because the drugs are taking a toll on me. And he really does not see that. So I still keep getting stories that he's telling, people decide to go on leave because it is end month. Unfortunately, it was towards the end of the month. So now People decide to go and leave because it is end month. They don't want to come to school. Oh, okay. I let go. So by the end of that week, I'm supposed to go for another test. So I go to him, I fill in the leave form that I was supposed to have filled before I went on leave. But since I had talked to him and made him aware why I was not in school, I figured, well, I would fill in the form, take it to him, and I would forward it to the sub-county director. So on taking the leave form to him, the man says, well, to begin with, you're asking for permission to go back to hospital. Why didn't you seek leave for 21 days so that you can recover completely? Usitusumbue na ruhusa. And I'm like, oh, okay, sawa. I swallowed that. So I take the leave forms to be signed, and he tells me, no, I'll not sign these forms. Take them to the sub-county director. Si wewe unajuana na wakubwa. And I'm like, okay, all right. So fortunately, he gave me permission. I went for my tests, for my appointment, and I passed through the office. And I was lucky enough to find the sub-county director, and he tells me, no, he knows protocol. He must follow protocol. Take the forms back to him. Let him sign them. And then you bring them back. And I did exactly that. I took the forms back. And I think he ate some humble pie that time. And he signed them. And I took them back. And I was told, if he does not sign those forms, he's not supposed to write any casualty that you are absent without permission, because you have sought to be absent. So, well, I passed the message. At that point, I believed I had the support of the sub-county director. So, hata audacity was there. The sub-county director has said, you sign. And if you don't, you're not supposed to tell me or to write a casualty to show that I was out of school without permission. And so he signed. So I let it slide. School's closed. I went home. And in around April, I think April 2nd, I received a notification that my transfer was actually approved. The letter is out, I've been posted. So I'm supposed to report to my new station. Usually you're told 14 days within the day, after the day within 14 days after the day you're released. So I sat, because of course I had not been released formally, I had not cleared, so I'm supposed to report once school open. So we opened school in May, and I go and I'm excited. Of course, it's been a struggle. It had been 7 years. So I am so excited. I'm thinking, oh, I'll find my letter and this man will just give it to me. I was looking forward to seeing the shame on his face. But, well, I go and he does not report to school for 1 week. Maybe to show that he's actually the boss. Need to wait. So he does not show up, and we report. I think we opened school on Wednesday. So on Thursday, I tell the person who was acting as the deputy to ask him whether he has received my transfer letter, and he says no. And I think I was the wiser, because I had known that the letter had already arrived in the station I was supposed to report to. And I was very sure that it had arrived. So I asked for permission again. Ask for permission. It up from the headquarters. So he agrees in absentia. He says it is okay. So on Monday morning, the next week, I go to headquarters and I follow it up. And I'm told your letter was dispatched on 2nd April. And by 3rd, it is supposed to be in Kikuyu, and by the same 3rd, it's supposed to be at Kajiado. So please go to school. And your principal should tell you where your letter is. So you see, all along, it's like delay tactics. I think he had a plan. I am not very sure whether he had a plan, but I believe he had a plan to make me or to frustrate me. Now that I was finally, let me say, I was finally victorious. I was winning. So, well. And then, again, the unorthodox ways of communication. So I go back to school on Monday evening. And on Tuesday, he still does not show up the entire day. So in the evening is the time he shows up. And then on Wednesday, very early in the morning, I receive a text from my colleague. And he tells me, oh, the deputy tells me to tell you that the principal has said, you should come to school and clear immediately. So I'm wondering, okay, he is the head. So why go through 1, 2, 3 people? So he tells the acting deputy, and the acting deputy sends another person. I'm told, oh, the acting deputy said he didn't have airtime, and he had said that it was the work of the deputies due to communicate. So I'm wondering, okay, you are the head. This letter is supposed to be, the release letter will finally be signed by you, so why are you sending other people to tell me that my transfer is here? So, well, I go, and I am so excited. And then when I get there, I see a completely different person. You see, all along he has been so nasty. And on this day, he's acting like this angel. Well, we've been praying for this, and it has finally come to pass, and I am like, okay, is this the same person who has put me through all of these things? And well, I said, yeah, we've been praying. Finally, it is here. And he says, just go and clear, and you'll come for your letter. But then before I leave, he also sends in another person. You know, Helen was the treasurer of the welfare. Can you ensure she does not live with any person's debt? We cannot trust people who are transferring. And I'm wondering, okay, I was in your office. Why didn't you say all of those things? Again, there are unorthodox ways of communication. And at that point, I'm saying, okay, whatever. I am finally, I am leaving. And so, well, I cleared and left. But then the ghosts did not stop haunting. After I settled this particular person, I think he followed up. Remember the leave I had applied, the 7 days leave. And he acknowledged the leave and all of that. So around June, well, of course, there was supposed to be a shift in salary, so I was expecting something would change in my salary. But then, this time around, the change was huge, and I was wondering, this cannot be. So I called somebody from the headquarters, salaries department, and he says, well, there has been 7 days deduction from your salary. And I'm wondering, okay, 7 days deduction. And I am asking, so what's the reason? What's the attachment given there? The narration is, I was absent from duty without permission for 7 days. And I'm thinking, okay, can you specify the dates between 1st October and 9th October? And I think, okay, sour. And I'm reflecting. This person acknowledged my sick leave. And then he went ahead and followed it up with a letter that I was absent from duty. But then, well, I'm out of that place, and I realized, well, we were never really meant to have a working relationship with that person. No matter how hard we tried, it really could not work. It was damu zilikatana. But then I believe as somebody who is in a place of leadership, there's a better way of dealing with people, you think. are not, maybe you don't believe you can. Okay, in the first place, you don't go to work to make friends, but you go there to have a working relationship that you can actually work without making the other person feel like crap. Okay. So I learned so much from that man, and then I realized, well, I think my relationship with him was really never meant to be like a social one. And no matter how professional I tried to be, he still could not say it. And I still followed it up with a few people, and I told them, please confirm with so and so. What did I ever do? And he would openly say nothing. The only thing he did was to go to the county director's office. He bypassed a T protocol. And I am thinking, well, so I have been receiving all of this because I bypassed this principle and went to the county director's office. Well, it is behind me. But of course, from there I took quite a lot. That people do not have to like you. In a working environment, you just need to have a working relationship. And because everybody believes toxic is insults, toxic boils down to these things that we do not even consider to be toxic. Something like you as a leader doing, I think, what we call the passive-aggressive kind of a treatment. You want to pass the blame to every other person, and you're staying right here. You as a leader communicating in proxy, that is toxic. I believe it is toxic. And you as a leader, that communication that people will get in the middle of the night, that is toxic. You're making people carry the office home. That is toxic. And the unnecessary bureaucracy, especially in public offices, that is definitely very toxic.